I believe I need mailbox money.
Mailbox money.
Mailbox money.
Mailbox money.
Give me some mailbox money.
Mailbox money.
Let me earn some mailbox money.
Mailbox money.
Mailbox money.
Mailbox money. Mailbox money. Yeah.
I'm Terry Wollman, and I'm from Making It with Terry Wollman, and I'm here with JR.
This is John Robinson from Vinyl Night, and our special guest is
Phil Perry.
Right, the one and
from
only
the
Phil.
universe.
That's right. From the universe. We're here at NAMM 2017.
Yeah.
And having a little reunion.
Yeah, and
That's
having
right.
some fun.
Having some fun.
That is right.
Now, John, when you go to the mailbox,
Yes, sir.
don't grab the wrong envelope.
I see what you're saying. So,
There's the incoming and the outgoing.
yes, I have been in that product of that vicious cycle where I go, God, that looks like a check.
Yes.
And then I realized my mailman forgot to take my bill.
But right, and the marketing people have caught on to that, and they send you stuff that looks like a check until you open the envelope.
Yes.
Slicksters.
Surprise.
That's right.
Ernie would call them general outsters.
General
General
Ousters.
Ousters.
Ernie being Ernie Watts, our longtime friend.
Yes.
Yes.
So there's this little chaotic here. There's a lot of noise.
Yes.
It sounds like we're by the drum section.
And we are.
Appropriately.
Yeah, there's some band playing right across the hall, and we're not even in that area, quite frankly.
It's true.
But a nice vibe here, you know.
It
Nice
actually
vibe.
is. You know, one of my favorite things about being at the NAMM show, besides seeing all the new products and saying hi to all the people we endorse, is seeing each other, running into friends like Phil.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, getting to actually sit down and, you know, not be passing by in an airport, but actually have a cup of coffee or sit down and have a conversation like we are right now.
And you know, in the last few months, we've really been seeing one another a lot. It's kind of a nice vibe. You know what I mean?
Yes. And you and I used to see each other a lot.
All
and,
the time,
And
man.
and it's been a long time. And, I see you vicariously through Facebook daily. So
And let me say, for those who are listening to this broadcast, that there is no finer drummer in this industry
I'm going to second
than
this.
John Robinson.
Yeah.
And I did not get compensated to say so.
you're so sweet.
No, it's just the truth.
You might need to renegotiate because JR pays me every time I say that.
Yeah.
If you didn't braid your grooves the way you do, I couldn't say that, but you do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very fortunate to have, and I say played, not worked,
Yeah.
with both of you.
Yeah.
And
Made
Terry,
me sound better, pal.
Terry, I've been playing with you since '87,
I think so. Yeah.
and
And I love when we get to record together. It makes
I know.
me so happy. We have such a great time. And
Yeah.
it comes across in the music.
it was totally, and we can actually talk about that last recording we just did. But Phil and I we were in the most dangerous band of all time on the planet in the 80s. It was the Quincy Jones Band,
Right.
And with Ernie and the
Yes.
great late Louis Johnson. And,
Yes.
Oh my
Greg
God.
Filling Gaines, who I saw last night,
Oh.
leaving here.
I heard he was here. Yeah.
Yeah. And most of the Seawind Horns and Ernie and
Rod Temperton.
Ron Shepperton and Ollie Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Edie Lehman.
it was Philip Ingram, James,
Right.
Patty.
Austin.
Just it was incredible, man.
Yeah.
It was one of those situations that after it was over with, I asked myself, did this really happen?
Right.
Or is this something in my imagination or a dream that I wanted it so bad, or did it really happen?
As you're describing that to me, I was imagining what it must be like to be on stage and look around in disbelief.
Rehearsals, man.
Yeah, at all the wonderful talent and friends
Yes.
that you share the stage with.
When you're brought to the verge of tears in rehearsals, you know it's going to be right.
Yeah.
When James would do 100 Ways
Oh.
at rehearsal, everybody that was making the music was feeling it because we were all in the same. It wasn't like stacking like we do when we record.
Right.
It
Right.
wasn't like that at all.
Right.
It was everybody's intention for the same piece of music at the same time.
And everybody was going for the throat.
I'm telling you.
In rehearsals.
Yes, sir.
You know, there was no slacking.
Right.
No.
Good days, man.
No. Great days.
Yeah, great days.
Days that I wish could reenact themselves till the good Lord comes back.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, I've actually talked to Quincy, and I mean, you know, to try to employ, in a sense, that band or a similar band in today's market is very difficult.
Right.
Difficult.
You know,
Yes,
to
I'd say.
keep a big band, but it's more than a big band. It had a rock R&B edge to it. you
Yeah,
know?
and when you think of the individuals that we had, just section by section, if you look at the horns, if you look at the keys, Boddicker and Fillingane.
Oh yeah, Boddicker.
Are you
Jeez.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Then you got Ollie Brown, you got J.R., you got Louis Johnson. When Louis couldn't play it, Nathan did.
Yeah, it was Nathan or Neil.
Or Neil
Or Neil
Steubenhaus.
Steubenhaus. I mean,
And you forgot it was Carlos Rios.
that's right.
Oh, right.
That's
It was
exactly
Charlie
right.
Rivers, man.
Yeah,
Right.
man. He's
So do you remember the first time that you two played together? Was it on a record or was it live? Do you have any recollection?
I think it was live.
it was
With-
live.
with-
I think it was
Yes.
live.
Yeah.
My recording with him came through Ernie Watts because Ernie cut a couple of pieces of my music Prayer for Peace, and Don't You Know,
That's
which John
right.
played drums on both of those.
That's right.
Nah.
That's right. Because we had done a slew of records from the beginning with Quincy with Master Jam,
Right.
with Rufus, and went right into Off the Wall. Then we kept going right into Patty,
Yep.
Michael, Patty, Ernie, you,
Right.
and I'm trying to think what else. But it was times were great.
Not only was the time great, the music was incredible.
Inspired.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I remember playing Music Prayer for Don Grusin, the producer,
Yes.
right? And he said, "You sure you hear these chords like this?" I said, "Don, whatever you want to do to make it better, just make it better." Man, the next time I heard my music, I couldn't believe I had done that. I couldn't even believe I had inspired that.
Right.
It was so much more than I could ever do by myself. So much more. Beautiful.
Well, you know, Terry and I, well, first of all, you know, he's a youngster. He's a very young man. And,
I just turned 60, which is actually accurate. I am a youngster.
well,
Well, in this scenario, that you are the youngster.
you are the
now.
youngster at this panel.
Or young blood.
Be not dismayed.
That's right.
But we had a beautiful night,
Yeah.
and at a wonderful club in Los Angeles, and got to reminisce,
Yeah.
and some just beautiful family members in the audience, and got to blow.
Yes.
Wow.
To play our songs live.
Play our songs live, and,
Yeah.
and the great Melissa
Manchester, yeah.
showed up and sang and
Yeah.
was tore it up.
Melanie Taylor got up and
Melanie
sang.
Taylor, Mel.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. But you and I just recently, what's the name of the shuffle again?
Oh, buckwheat. No. No problem.
No problem.
Yes.
So Terry springs this shuffle on us
Right.
At the show.
at
Right.
the show, and Hussein's playing bass.
Right.
And Greg is playing
Greg
Manning.
Manning and Luis Conte.
And Luis Conte, it's different. The shuffles, it's not that easy.
Right.
And there's some, cross rhythms going through this,
Uh-huh.
It's like doing this really cool thing.
I love the 2 against 3.
Yeah. So he got an idea. He goes, well, like a month later after his birthday, he goes, why don't we go in and cut that thing?
Yeah. Well, right after the show, everybody in the band pulled me aside individually and said, we should record that song.
Yeah, you
We
should
never-"
cut that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I came back.
And you did.
Yeah. We went
And
to
there
the
it
Hussein
is.
studio. I actually just recorded the guitar part on Friday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and it's just smoking. You guys.
It's holding up, right?
Totally. The track is great.
We unleashed some madness on that. It's not your normal. I mean, it's not a perfectly synchronized Steely Dan shuffle. It has some forwardness to it.
It
Gotcha.
does. And
Gotcha.
it's overdrive guitar. It's not it's like, just in a way, you're doing a record that's not what people would expect of you, and this
Right.
is a single that might surprise a few people, but it feels so good, and it's got a melody.
Yeah,
that you can
exactly.
hang your hat on. But we were laughing. As a matter of fact, at the end of the recording, you're on it laughing.
Am I?
Yes,
Well,
and that might end up on the mix.
And that would be John.
That's JR.
man,
right.
that's more mailbox money.
That's more melody.
Hell yeah.
Right, that's a vocal.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
SAG-AFTRA.
vocal, man. SAG after. Let's get
That might be direct deposit money.
That's
There.
right.
direct deposit. Hold on, 0.0004 cents.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, for live streaming, or
Hell
we could
yeah.
have that
Throw
conversation?
it right in there.
Right.
Because they add up.
That adds up somehow.
Right.
Tell the truth and shame the devil. Every penny adds
Every
up.
100th of a penny.
Every
adds up.
10,000th of a penny.
Right.
We're talking about live streaming revenue for those that don't know.
When you got 20 million airplays, yeah.
Well, yes,
Yeah,
okay.
that's true.
Yes.
It's okay.
So all three of us just have birthdays. Phil and JR are Capricorn, so
Yes.
you just
Yeah,
had
baby.
yours as well. And Phil, you've got a new record that's dropping that I'm really excited
Yeah,
about.
it's they decided to call it Breathless,
Oh, nice.
right? And I do a couple of covers. I do Love's in Need by Stevie Wonder, and I gender flipped One Less Bell to Answer.
No
that
way.
great?
That's one of my favorite all-time songs.
Yeah.
It's one of mine too. And I always loved the way that Marilyn McCoo sang it.
Yeah.
But I always thought, if this was happening to me, not just as a man, but as a singer, how much of me would I give to certain lyrics represented in the composition?
Right.
And it was so much fun to do.
All right, I have a question then about this.
Okay.
How did you interpret the one less egg to fry
fry?
line?
Why'd she say goodbye?
Ah.
Why'd she say goodbye?
Okay. Okay.
Nice.
One less girl to worry after. I should be happy, but I keep asking why.
Yes. Okay. I need to hear this right now.
You knew that. You know me. You knew where I would go,
Absolutely.
JR.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'm not screaming in a falsetto voice.
Excellent.
Pretty voice.
Well, I tell you what, if every time I hear Marilyn's version, every time I get a tear.
Yeah.
There's something about that.
Right.
So I'm sure, I can't wait to hear yours.
You know somebody else? David Gates, man.
Oh.
The song Diary.
Yes.
I read a diary underneath the tree and started reading about me. That's the one that gets me,
Yeah.
Wow.
because that's as intrusive as I think I want any listener to be in my music. If y'all understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
totally.
You
Yeah.
reveal so much of yourself
Yeah.
in that,
Yeah.
you know.
And I love a song and a lyric that starts by bringing you immediately into the story.
Yes, man.
I
Yes.
read a diary.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're-
And you know who else wrote songs like that? I don't know if you all will remember. Golly. He wrote MacArthur Park,
Oh yeah.
Jimmy Webb.
Oh, Jimmy Webb.
Yes.
Yeah, oh gosh.
I am a lineman for the county. Now, you got to live some life to write that.
That's right. That's right.
That ain't an off-the-cuff kind of subject matter. That's a I've lived this for a while
Yeah.
kind of subject matter. And in today's music, it seems like we don't have those reach out and touch your spirit kind of songs.
No. And Terry and I have had this conversation many times about, and through our shows, about how youth gets mentored
Right.
today, and they're not thinking about, I don't think, mentoring in 30 years from now.
No.
And we were mentored by the best.
Right.
And we were allowed in to these hearts of these songwriters
Woo.
that had unbelievable melodies. And if an 18 to a 30-year-old today will do that for me, right? I don't care if it's one person.
Right.
Write me another Just Once.
Hello.
Yeah.
Somebody write a damn song.
Please.
I have a story that connects to what we're talking about. The first time I did the GRP All-Stars was at the old Universal Amphitheater.
With the roof off?
Off.
Yeah.
And I was having trouble remembering the B section. Dee, 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 dee.
Right.
So I went to Dave, and I said, Dave, I can't remember the B section, man. He said, you're thinking too much about it. So he just played it one note at a time. He said, now I'm not going to play any harmonic, just sing what I just played. So I sang it, and then he said, now what was it that you were telling me about you couldn't remember the... So that night at the Universal Amphitheater, there's Alan and Marilyn Bergman.
Yeah.
There's Stephen Bishop.
Yes.
There's Bert and Carol.
Oh, jeez. Bert and Carol.
And you know Dave.
Right.
Dave gets up off the piano and comes to the microphone and pulls his glasses down and tells the audience, you're about to hear the definitive version of the theme from Tootsie.
Are you kidding me? No. Wow.
Okay.
That's deep.
Now keep in mind now, this is also the first gig Lily has ever been to see me sing.
So there is a little bit of pressure on you.
So I sing the song, everybody's standing up, I walk to the side, she's crying. I said, Lily, what happened? Was I out of tune? She said, you didn't tell me you could do that.
Oh.
Honey, how could I tell you when I didn't know that I could do this?
Right.
What I'm going to tell you? You
Right.
want me to make something up?
Right.
Yeah.
You just learned a lot about yourself.
Just a
that day.
wonderful, wonderful
Oh,
experience.
fantastic.
It really was.
Oh.
Just to earn Dave's, just to get this from Dave.
Right.
And for people that can't see, I just pulled my glasses down to my nose and looked over the top of the rim.
That's the
as
look.
lovingly as a grandfather could possibly do, because that's the look that he gave me. Now, to tie it in,
Yeah.
in November, I did the New Jersey Pact.
Yeah.
There was a GRP Revisited, right? And so we're going over It Might Be You. And Dave does this, and he holds his hands up. And you know, and it's Sonny Emery,
Yep.
Melvin Davis,
Yep.
Lee,
Yep.
David Sanborn,
Yes.
Dave.
Yes.
He said, I think I just want this to be me and Phil until the B section. And Lee said, Dave, are you sure we usually come in at the second half? He said, yeah. I'm sure.
I'm sure.
And it went off, man. It was so sweet
How did I?
and so intimate. You know, he might be in his 80s, but when he sits behind that piano
Oh,
and he plays his composition, his fingers are 20.
he's an American icon treasure.
It's unbelievable.
And we got to play with him.
I'm just thinking about that experience.
Go ahead, set that up with the audience.
JR and I and Nathan East were just in the studio with Dave Grusin and Alan and Marilyn Bergman
Woo!
for a song that they wrote
My goodness.
for a movie that's coming out on HBO this year. And Dave, I was producing, and Dave did the arrangement, and we brought in a horn section with Tom Scott, and Sip, Gene
Sip was
Cipriano, and yes, 7 horns.
Yeah.
And Wayne Bergeron. I mean, it was fantastic, and filmed the whole thing. But I remember when we finished, we tracked the rhythm section in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I was working with Alan to do the vocal during the break when everybody was having lunch, and then we had the horn section in. But after we finished tracking, well, first of all, we all had these huge grins on our face because it was so much fun to play on it. We finish and we all walk up to Dave, and Nathan goes, "You sound so much like Dave Grusin." So even Nate, you know, who's played with everybody, as have you, JR, you know, was like, we were like kids in a candy store. It was such a wonderful, inspired.
I don't know how it is for musicians to be with a singer of their caliber,
Right.
but for a singer to get the opportunity to make music with Dave Grusin, with John Robinson, with Quincy Jones, with Terry Wollman. Man, for me, I could leave here tomorrow and not miss nothing.
And I have to tell you, for me, not just as a guitarist and a musician, but as the producer, it was a thrill of a lifetime. Like Dave Grusin is part of the reason. There's two people that I modeled my career after, Quincy Jones and Dave Grusin.
Right.
I wanted to be an artist, a player, an arranger, a producer. Never crossed my path or in my imagination, in my wildest dreams, that there would be a reason for me to be producing Dave Grusin. I wanted him to produce me when I moved out here.
Right.
So it was really a thrill and an honor, and so effortless, and a beautiful collaboration.
Yes.
Because one of the reasons that Dave is such a fantastic producer is he knows who he's writing for, and he allows the space for the music to happen. And it was really a fantastic experience for us all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't wait to share that song.
You are going to. It's swinging its ass off. Also,
oh man,
I mean, it has got a thing and it's got space.
Oh yes.
And I mean, and to
give me air, give me shelter.
And to write for a smaller big band.
Yeah.
It's not a big band.
It's not.
But
it's Hungry Horns.
It felt like a big band.
It felt like a big band, though.
Well, swinging hard, see.
And I don't know how many takes we ended up doing.
Yeah.
But there were 2 or 3 unbelievable magical takes.
Yes.
Wow.
That is conveyed, and it'll be in the film.
Yeah.
And
we're on camera doing this.
Yeah, it's real time.
I'm telling you, when I was coming up, one of the first melodies that I locked into was Route 66.
Yeah.
Dave Grusin.
That's right. It was a ba 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 ba.
Oh, ba da 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 da.
That's it. And they're driving a 58 or 59 or 60 Fat.
Come on, man.
TV themes. Yeah.
He didn't. And the first time I met him, I told him, I said, "You hooked me before I knew who you were."
Right.
Way before I knew who you were.
And isn't it kind of cool and not a surprise that both Dave Grusin and Quincy Jones wrote all these marvelous TV themes back in the 60s or 70s?
That's right.
Yeah, and they hold. They
timeless.
Really hold. Yeah.
I can listen to Tell Me a Bedtime Story right now and not be offended at its age at all.
You think about, Quincy was my mentor, and you think about how things in life changes one.
Yeah.
And Quincy had, of course, gone through a couple of aneurysms, and as a jazz chair trumpet player, those two don't go hand in hand.
No,
and
they do
so
not.
he had made the conscious decision
to stay alive.
Move forward. He had support.
Yes.
And thank God the surgeries worked and became, to me, in my opinion, the greatest producer of all time.
Agreed.
And
I don't see how you could argue with it.
Yeah.
Look at, and we're not talking about sales either.
Oh, no.
Look at the diverse array of artists that he has produced.
Mm-hmm.
And what all of them have in common is they loved him enough to do what he asked them to do.
Right.
Which is why Quincy's Juke Joint was such an interesting record, and kind of really helped shape the direction of where music went with incorporating rap.
Right.
And I had mixed feelings about it when the record came out because it was done so well that I thought, I love this, but I'm really concerned that melody is now not going to be needed. Melody is about to die.
But you know what,
pop music.
It's coming back.
We are bringing it back.
But it had no choice to
But
come
check
back.
this out. I was there.
Right, you played on it.
In the meetings, and I remember him saying exactly that.
Did he?
He goes, man, we can rap all you want, all of the things, but we need a melody on this thing.
Right, to hang your hat on.
I will put a melody on this.
Yes.
Yes.
And he did.
And he did.
And now you're right. When you hear music today, hip rap music has a melodic change in some point or another.
Correct.
Right.
You know.
Correct.
But
And that's Q's influence.
It
That's
is,
right.
and it was so beautiful to hear a rapper right next to Ella Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was so much depth to that for me. I wore that record out.
Vision. He always had it.
Yes.
Always.
And I have to give props to his sidekick, the great Bruce Swedeen.
Yeah.
Because those two,
You think?
they had a thing, man.
Yes,
I mean,
they did.
if one of them was a chick and the other one wasn't, they're both married at the hip somehow.
Right.
Man. But
That's
you know,
true. That's true.
You know.
And then their daughter, Joanne Tomanaga, who kind of ties it all together.
Yes,
Keeps,
God bless
keeps
Joanne.
all
I
the
love-
balls up in the air.
I love Joanne. We just saw her. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
Wow. We're very fortunate as men to have been able to spend most of our lives sharing our dreams.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think of that every day.
I guess when we were in Quincy's orchestra, I didn't think so much about what I was put here to do. I just did it.
Right.
Right? Now that we're getting a little gray in the chin,
Mm-hmm.
a little long in the tooth,
Mm-hmm.
I count the blessings of my life as what they really are.
Right.
Not just an opportunity, but the opportunity to do what you love to do for a living.
You know what's funny is I was trying to think of just, I was in a band that were kind of spoiled, but when you're in a band like Rufus and Shaka Khan,
Sure.
so yeah, you're flying first class and you got your own limo and stuff. I was just thinking about us in that band. I don't think we gave a shit if we were on a horse and a friggin' a meat wagon
Now, John,
pulling us to the gig.
Right.
I don't remember how we got there.
correct me if I'm wrong. When we were with Quincy, there wasn't anybody on the plane but us, was it?
I
don't remember
we
anybody
were having so
else
much
on
fun.
the plane.
I don't remember any sort of problems.
None. I don't. I mean, this is pre-TSA, mind you, but
Yes.
I don't remember having to wait to get on the plane.
Right.
I don't remember having to wait to get off the plane.
No.
I don't remember having to get my own bags to put on the bus to get in the bus to go to the hotel. I don't remember any of that.
No, as well as we were on other selective tours.
Sure.
I'm just from the three of us, like, really? You're dealing. What?
I do remember Wilbert calling all of us to go to Cafe Du Monde when we first got to New Orleans, right before the sun came up, so that we could have beignets and cafe au lait, and then go back to the hotel and go to sleep before a sound check.
God.
I do remember that.
That was the great Wilbert Terrell.
One of a kind.
From the Supremes and...
One of a kind. One of the premier road managers of this industry's history.
I've got a quick story to tell.
I'm sure you do.
We could be here for a month. But,
Right.
my first marriage, we are playing the Grammys with James Ingram, and certain A-level guys were plugged into the Grammy Orchestra.
Right.
To play Just Once live, and the Grammys were at the Shrine.
Okay.
And we kicked off, and I think it was somewhere around 6:12. Grammy started at 6 o'clock.
Right.
6:12. So I bring my wife there, and she is full ripe, ready to drop.
Ready to drop.
And sure enough, and Wilbert was taking care of everybody, and my drums were up on a 12-foot riser next to Joe Picaro. He was playing percussion, and Jack, not Nitsky, I can't remember who was conducting, but my wife's water broke at the Shrine right when we're playing Just Once.
Wow.
So, nevertheless, of course, Quincy wins Grammys that night for that.
Yes.
Of course.
And I throw down my sticks when we're done. Just one. I'm going to hurry. Cut this off. Cut it off. And I'm looking, and Wilbert's got her
Right.
off to the side of the stage, but I'm on 12-foot riser. And then I put my sticks down, and Joe Picard goes, JR, you got to play the cue to the commercial out. All I saw you guys go 3, 4, and I took my hands and just slammed them into the ride cymbal, and I don't know what the music was.
Oh
Right.
my goodness.
And I stopped. I go, I got to go. Boom. Left the pedal, left the stick bag, jumped off the 12-foot riser, hobbled her into the limo, and literally we get out in the parking lot of Shrine, and every stretch limo had blocked my little shitty limo on, and I started kicking. It was baby one, John
Right.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I start kicking the doors of the other limos in, and getting violent.
Right, sure.
And Wilbert took care of business.
He got you out the parking lot.
He didn't yell. He just said,
Right.
"You're all going to move these cars right now."
Right.
So
Right.
we finally get out. It's
What a
Friday
story.
night in downtown Los Angeles in traffic, and I got to go out to Canoga Park.
That's that's where the doctor was.
Yeah,
Right.
so of course, we stripped her naked in the limo and
course.
got ready for it, and then checked in. Well, nevertheless, John Taylor came 1 o'clock the next day, but that day Quincy had sent a really high end baby
Pacifier?
teether or something,
Right.
Yeah, pacifier.
and it said, "Congratulations, Grammy." And so Quincy always
That's
called
love.
John Taylor Grammy.
Ah, nice.
Wow.
So that was the water breakage
See,
story.
those are stories and experiences in our industry that nobody would ever know if we didn't share them.
Right.
Yeah.
The heart of Wilbert, I'm telling you, he'll tell you.
Yeah.
We've been on the road with Quincy where we had some serious issues, and all we had to do was go tell Wilbur.
That's right.
And it was
When we
taken
went
care
to
of.
St.
Right.
Louis, my mom was in the hospital.
Right.
I said, and we checked in the hotel downtown.
Yeah.
I said, Wilbert, I got to leave the hotel. He said, why? I said, my mom is in the hospital. I want to go see her before we perform. He said, what room you in? I told him my room number. He said, just go to your room. I said, okay. Went to my room. 6-7 minutes later, car service, Mr. Perry, we're here to take you to the hospital for you to see your mother.
Beautiful.
And we wanted to let you know that we're going to wait on you until you get finished.
Nice.
So, and there's no rush.
Yeah.
Stay as long as you like. Only Wilbert would think of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Incredible. Just wonderful stories to share.
They are, and it fills my heart to hear that because those stories are less and less.
Well, they're heartfelt stories.
They are, and there's no book or class to prepare us for the life that we have led, even
None.
though we have all had wonderful training. What we've learned is from life and from these experiences, and that's what brings a richness to our friendship, and that's what we put back into the music again. It cycles
right.
itself around.
Right.
I often wanted to ask you, how is it that we didn't get arrested for swimming in that swimming pool in New Orleans until the sun came up? Well, Wilbur came downstairs and told us, y'all get your asses out of this pool now. It's 10 minutes after 6 in the morning. Get out of there.
I did like New Orleans.
James did too.
Oh.
Broussards. We all liked Broussards.
Yeah. And we used to go back there with Rufus and had the full-on Neville love.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really extraordinary.
I'm telling you, JR and I haven't worked as much as I would like to, but the experiences that we have shared on the road, we'll be able to talk about, God willing, if we in our 90s.
Yeah.
Really, man.
They're great.
Incredible. I'm
Yeah.
talking about incredible.
Yeah.
If you told somebody, they couldn't believe it.
Right.
They couldn't.
Yeah.
You all did what?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we did it every day for 3 or 4 days.
We did. We drove that car hard.
Very hard.
When you got off the road, would you get home and sleep for a day, or you were just back hitting it?
I swear, we were young.
Right,
So,
yeah, it was easier for all of us.
I think it probably just kept going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it did.
Well, even, I know like when you used to get the calls from Quincy to come in at 1 a.m. to do hand claps.
Oh, geez.
Well, it was the
those kind
hustle
of
time
stories.
for all of us,
Right.
too. So
Well,
whenever we got a call, especially from Q,
Yeah, you
but
show
from
up.
anybody, we would just go and do the work,
Right.
man.
And there was all these producers trying to emulate Quincy.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, sure. And we would pick and choose them, but we would work with them similarly like Quincy. But yes, if Quincy had, this is the time slot for the claps.
Right.
Right.
And you are going to still get double scale.
Right.
I go, oh,
Okay.
boy. Okay, I got a quick story. So I always selected the best other two guys. I wanted a trio because strength is in a triangle.
Correct.
So it was usually Greg Fillinganes and Louis Johnson. And both had incredible time and good sounding hand claps. And so one day we're doing something for God knows whose record it was. And Quincy wants to join us.
I see where this is going.
And hand clap with us. I go, okay, man. All right, so whoever, Bruce or the second, so we'll get another set of headphones, blah, blah, blah. We're going to come in the beginning. Let's do this. He goes, now let's just play it top to bottom, blah, blah, blah. Well, Quincy's looking sharp.
Right.
Quincy's starts clapping. And I'm looking, and he's wearing a Rolex.
Yeah.
And he's clapping. Well, pretty soon,
You start hearing that Rolex.
no, the Rolex snaps and falls on the ground. And we had to stop the tape.
Ah.
And it was analog, and I kind of looked at him and I go, "You're out."
Like he would do somebody
He goes,
else.
he goes, okay.
Okay.
I
Can't
go,
handle your business.
We just looked. Me, Greg, and Lewis just looked at each other. Damn. Pick your Rolex up and get out.
That's right.
Damn. Wow. Oh, boy.
Right, and those are the stories that you just couldn't even imagine would be possible.
No,
but they are.
no. I
The
mean,
life we get to live.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic.
We can't consider ourselves anything but blessed to live the life that we've gotten to live.
yeah.
And continue to. I mean, we are not close to done.
No,
Thanks. Let's hope not.
no.
Yeah,
I'm right at the downshift though. I'm getting ready to go from fourth to second pretty quick.
that's all right.
But it could be one of those old, early *60s American 2 or 3 speeds that
Right.
go pretty damn fast in second.
On the 12th I turned 65. I could have thrown a rod before then.
As long as you change your oil now. and
Yeah, I'm here. I'm still here. Mama still tolerate me. It's all good.
It's
all good.
All right, so I have personal questions. Terry,
Yes.
what number NAMM show is this for you?
Oh, geez. With the,
Approximately.
I think with the exception of the year that I had my bicycle accident and a spinal fusion and
Oh, yeah.
was, out of the loop, I think I've been here every year since 1981.
You and I have the exact same story.
Yeah.
Except I didn't have spinal fusion.
Yeah.
I did have a spinal thing
You did?
in 86. But yeah, I think every year it was 81, and then like in the 90s things got kind of strange.
Right.
So I don't know if I made all of them.
There were a couple of years when we were all working a lot where I might have just come down for a Thursday for the morning
Right.
and not be here, for an extended period of time. But I still always tried to get down here, and I think I haven't missed many of them. So
Right.
same for you.
Yeah, and how about you, Phil?
I
This is my
actually,
second
yeah,
one.
Oh.
Phil's second one. So right.
A virgin.
Yeah.
A Newton. All right.
Well,
You know.
it just ain't been worn out yet.
Yeah.
Do you find it overwhelming only having been here 2 times?
Not really, because I find it easy to lock into what I'm interested in and go and do that.
Right.
And when I'm done with that, I leave.
Right.
I really do. I don't have any trouble doing that.
Yeah.
Plus, my hip has been giving me trouble,
Yeah.
So if I stand too long,
Yeah.
I can't stand still. I end up rocking on my feet, which only makes the hip hurt worse.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So she said, you need to rent that little, So I
Nothing
got a
wrong
little
with it.
scooter.
That's good.
I like that. So I'd like to have that little scooter too. That's
Yeah.
nice.
I told her, I said, you can sit on my lap and we can ride, and they can think we dirty old folks.
Oh, hey now.
Did she say yes?
She just looked at me like one of those, come on.
Come on, Phil.
Like we are all familiar with some woman looking at us like we're children.
Yeah, but that'd make one hell of a NAMM story.
Well, I might become legendary from that perspective, yes.
And we were there.
Oh,
Actually,
my
we
God.
instigated that one.
She's good as gold, though, man. I mean, all that we've been through together, because, since
Yeah.
the last time we saw one another, I got a defibrillator now.
Oh,
And a pacemaker inside.
oh boy.
Right? So I've been taking heart medications,
Yes.
and it's an adjustment for your body to deal with this.
Right.
So throughout all the changes that I went through and taking new medication and learning to slow down a little bit, because you know
Yeah, I know.
how it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult,
Right.
you know, but I'd rather be here than not.
That's right.
And she makes sure that I am going to be.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, she's the jewel of my crown.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's Lillian. Yeah. And Lillian's also a singer as well.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That is right.
And sings her
Yeah.
ass off.
Nice.
But, you know, Phil, I'm remembering, because we're talking about your health, and you had come back, I think, from Africa and had gotten sick, and
Yeah.
the doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with you.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
I'm so happy to see that you're healthy.
Yeah.
But see, that's what happens, as he can attest to.
Yeah.
When I was coming up in the industry, I was in East St. Louis. When I moved to California, the opportunities that weren't available to me in my hometown were suddenly available to me.
Mm-hmm.
I just started a new family,
Right.
and I was scared to turn down work. So I didn't.
Right.
And I tried to do that for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, that's going to catch up with you.
Right.
When James found out that I was in the hospital, he called. I think Lily gave him the number. He called me and said, "So, Superman ain't super, huh?"
Wow.
I said, "No, I'm not this one." He said, "You'll be all right."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But he did tell me, he said, "Slow your big ass down, man."
You know, yeah,
Yeah.
we can't keep going like we're 25, you know.
In here we can.
Yeah, up here, I mean,
Right.
that's why Quincy is the perfect example.
Yeah.
Nobody hangs like Quincy Jones. So
Right.
if
Yeah.
you know, if we can just mentally
Yeah.
stay young, and maybe, you know, because I could feel, you know, basketball world coming on me in 54 years of drumming.
Right.
You know,
Hello.
I feel it. you
Yeah.
know.
I feel the Southeast Asian flights
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
and the Japanese sessions that would start at 11, that
Oh.
we would do the records
Right.
so that they could get back, catch the morning flight back with the masters.
Yes. Those were some good paper bag days, though.
Well, there wasn't residual income, but it certainly kept the
Right.
lights on.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
Oh, oh, yeah.
And it'd buy a sack of potatoes every once in a while.
That's right. That is right.
But I know what you're saying about our energy and our body shifting. I have a black belt in karate, and when I sit down on the floor sometimes, just
Yeah.
watching a movie or something,
Yeah.
it's hard for me to get up off the floor without like a little groan and a push, you know. And I can't even imagine if I didn't work out
Right.
what I would be like. But we've pushed our bodies hard.
Yes, we
Yeah.
have.
You know, and with the hours and the miles that we
So you've
have.
read the Keith Richards book.
I did, and
No.
I'm astounded at his memory.
I'm ashamed to say, but I've lived the Keith
Right.
Richards book.
Yes. I mean, I don't know how that guy does it.
It's
continually, but-
remarkable. I actually did read that book, and I was mesmerized by the lack, but not the lack, the incredible amount of clarity in the memory of his
Yeah.
storytelling.
Right.
It was very visual.
But that's the Stones, man. Now, we was with Quincy,
Right.
and we had a whole lot of fun,
Oh, yeah.
and we did a whole lot of work. We didn't do what the Stones do.
Yeah.
No, because I remember Ernie
Or I know. I was
sitting
thinking
us
of Ernie.
all down and telling us about his experiences with the Rolling Stones,
Right.
and all of us were like, "Oh,
And also telling us, and we're not doing that here.
right."
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's quote.
Yes.
You even sounded like him
we
when you
did
said
all
that.
of this, and we enjoyed doing it,
and we're not doing
right?
it
But
here.
we're not
With the-
doing that here.
That is right. I get it.
I think we were at the rehearsal place in,
Complex.
over at the up underneath the 405 over there for Santa
Yeah.
Monica.
Yeah.
Complex.
Maurice White's joint.
Yeah.
Kind of Fire Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that, man.
Oh man. Yeah, that's right. We lived there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
About 2.5 weeks, as I recall.
Well, I used to work there constantly.
No, I went to the rehearsal for
Oh,
Q's rehearsals.
for
Wasn't
Q's
that
rehearsal,
2
right.
or 3 weeks?
Yeah, about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Hey, were you there the day Ray came in?
Yes.
Do we have time to tell another story?
We have 2 minutes.
Oh,
so,
I think
yeah.
I'm going to save this story probably for the book or another radio show. But real quickly, Ray came in and everybody goes, "Ray's coming in. Ray's coming in." And he made me play the slowest 12/8 tempo in the history of the world. So
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of leave it at that,
Okay.
and we'll carry this on in
It's
another,
gonna be a great
another
story.
Oh, my gosh.
So, Phil, tell everybody the name of your new record again. We're wrapping it up, but I want to leave with your music. And
My new record is called Breathless, and it will be released February 24th, and you can get pre-order. You can pre-order on Amazon, and you can go to philperry.org or Phil Perry University to pre-order it as well.
Excellent. I can't wait. And I'm going to do a little plug. I just finished producing an interactive rock opera. It's called Null, N-U-L-L, Paradox. And you can go to nullparadox.com, and it will be released Valentine's Day, February 14th. It's featuring two girls, and it's a story from a trilogy of books written by Kuntz, and it's kind of it's really rocking. So it's called Null Paradox.
Fantastic.
I'll check it out.
And I'm going back in the studio to finish my latest single that you played on JR.
Yes, sir.
Called No Problem, and that's going to be a fun one. So that'll be out pretty soon. And if you haven't already heard it, go check out Vinyl Night every Wednesday from 2 to 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, JR's show.
And Terry's show
Called Making It with Terry Wollman.
from 3 to 4 o'clock.
That's right. We bookend.
We bookend, baby.
Yeah.
So for Terry Wollman and for John Robinson, my name's Phil Perry. If you don't love it, don't do it. And if you love it, don't do nothing else.
And
Peace.
Peace. Thank you to EnterTalk Radio.
Thank you to EnterTalk Radio, and we will see you soon.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.